Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Carver Conservation Commission meeting of Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022. And we're off. The groundhog saw his shadow, so we have winter still coming. The first order of business is to sign the order of conditions for Jellystone,
Yeah.
which we failed to do at our last meeting.
Yeah, when you had the meeting, you approved it, but you just I think you couldn't find it because it's probably stuck into the file and I wasn't here.
It had a check attached to it, so I wasn't sure if that was the right thing.
But you guys approved it. That was, Jellystone stuff. Yeah, the one we were at, with the site visit.
Yeah, but I wasn't at the meeting.
Right,
I found
right.
it.
Oh, you could.
Should have seen him. It was on camera. He was fishing. It was the whole thing. He couldn't find anything.
I was so organized, too.
He has new respect for you.
I was so organized, too. I actually
I
set
do,
everything
I
up.
do. It
There
was
you
tougher
go.
than I
I
You
said
thought.
only got to miss one meeting, and everybody were having
I
a lot
came
of
in
respect
here,
for you.
I was sick as a dog, and I came in there and set up everything for you guys.
Not for me. I didn't come.
You know.
I
you
was
weren't
just
here,
as sick as
and
you.
you
I
were
was
sick,
home.
yeah.
All right, we do have an opening for a member for the Conservation Commission.
Yeah, I put
That's
that
next
back
up.
on again.
And the third item is beginning March 9th, not the 12th.
Does it still say 12?
It does.
Oh, Lord.
Beginning March 9th.
Okay.
The conservation meetings will be held on the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month instead of the first and third. And that is to accommodate Mr. Badger, who has another committee he's on that has a meeting that he can't miss. So since we could do it, we decided to make it
Yeah,
easy
but
for him.
I'm not available on the second and fourth.
Oh,
So
sure.
as we say, it'll be held on the second and... All right.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, I see that. Feeling abused already.
Okay, so we have time.
Well, they all say 7 p.m.
Oh, they all do.
This one says 7, and this one says 7:30.
I
this
start the
one
first
says
ones now at 7
7:15.
instead of
All right.
7:15, because then we have to wait that time. So if you want to, we could still do them this first if you wanted, but as long as you don't open it before the time.
Is
but-
someone here from Main Street, South Main? Okay,
Yep.
then let's do that.
And these
No,
people
we'll
are
go
here for that.
right to
Yeah, and these
these,
people are here for that too.
the hearings.
So-
Okay.
So it's
All right.
actually lot 1 is at 7 o'clock.
Yes,
Yep,
lot 4 is 7:15.
yep.
Lot
And
three,
the
all
other
right.
7:30.
Yes, I know,
Lot
but
three
they're
is
at
7:30.
they're at different times. All right. Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, MGL Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw, that a public hearing will be held at 7 o'clock p.m. on Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022, in Meeting Room 1 at the Carver Town Hall to hear the notice of intent submitted by the applicant, Steve Murphy, for the proposed construction of a single-family dwelling with associated well, septic system, grading, and utilities within the 65-foot and 100-foot buffer to a bordering vegetated wetland. A portion of the proposed work within the 65-foot buffer will require a variance under the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw. The project is located at Lot 1, South Main Street, Carver, Massachusetts, map 87, parcel 2-13B. All interested parties are invited to attend. All right,
Yes,
how are you?
Jeff Youngquist, Outback Engineering. Basically, that's the house right here. There is the, what? I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah, you can,
Do you have
Okay,
another set of these? You should have, right?
Yep.
Let me first set.
Sir, what was your name again? Also the fellow from Outback?
Jeff Youngquist?
Jeff?
Jeff Youngquist.
Youngquist.
Here,
There you go. We had an extra set, so
Oh, fantastic.
you guys can, if you want, you can share. This makes it easy for, because Dan's not here, so I just need those back, that's all.
Absolutely.
Got it. Septic system's in front of the house. The house is totally out of the 65 no-foot build, but the well had to go way back here because of the septic system is on the lot number 2, which is an existing house. Disturbance is the grading at the back right corner of the house and a little bit alongside the house. The major is the well way out and back. It's the only place it could go.
Is this blue line?
The blue line's the wetlands, the red
Wetland line.
line's the 65, and the green line is the 100-foot.
And where's the boundary line to the house that already exists, which is ours on the...
It's a dark one.
That's the black line that is, goes from South Main Street up and angles towards the rear. That's the property line with the Barrows house.
Okay.
Are they in 19? Is that where they're?
Yes.
This is their house?
No, no, that's the house that,
That's the old one that's there.
That's the existing- right, that no one lives in.
Where are these folks as the abutters?
Do you live in the house that,
11 South Main?
You're 11?
11, okay.
So I think I was looking at it upside down.
that's 19.
So
Okay.
she's over here.
Yeah, she's way over on the other side.
So this isn't,
That isn't you.
okay.
It's not you.
No, that house is vacant now, right?
Yeah, it's
No,
been vacant
it's
for quite a
being
while.
renovated by,
Yeah, I saw
by,
some work done in the back.
Yeah.
yes, by
Yeah.
Mr. Murphy's son.
Mr. Murphy's working on it.
Yeah, his son is going to,
Right, I thought
So
they were.
11 South Main is not on?
Not even close to it.
Okay.
11 South Main is on the drawing. I'm sorry, your house is not on the drawing. Your
No, it
house is off to the right.
Over here.
If you look at the small inset map at the lower part,
Right
do
here.
do you see the small inset map?
Yes.
It says site, and right next to that is 11. That's your property.
But she's a direct abutter.
Yes.
Yes.
But that seems backwards to me.
This lot is
Isn't
south,
it?
this lot is south of you on Route 58. It's right across from 14 and 12.
Right, okay. So we're to the top of the word site.
That's
Yes,
right.
you are.
Okay.
See, there's an 11 in there. That's your street number.
Okay. So this property is which one of those spots?
This is the far north one. This is the one that abuts you.
Okay. So this is the one that does abut me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So where's the property line on here? Our property.
That, we couldn't show it all, but it's way over here. Front line's way over here.
Okay.
This is just between number 19 and
Okay.
11.
Thank you.
And
Sure, right there.
the church is farther down, right?
Yes.
That's right.
All right, let's hear from the board members first. Mr. Germain, anything?
Not without a site visit.
Not without a site visit, okay. Mr.
Yeah,
Now?
I would tend to agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I did, and
We're trying to stick-
I just did want to remind you that the wetland delineation was confirmed through an ANRAD.
Yeah?
So, yeah, so that can't move or anything, but still, you're right. We had asked to have the house is staked, and of course with the snow and all that, you know.
Right. Well, I
There's
mean,
no
my,
place else to put the house. I mean, it's,
Not really.
there's a lot of infringement in the 100. It's right on the very edge of the 65. It just seems like you're trying to stick an awful lot of house into a relatively constricted space. And as much as the future will try to prevent it, there's going to be activity within that 65 just by the virtual nature of someone living there and literally walking out the corner of their garage and they're in the 65. So
And
if they put their gas grill on the corner of their garage, the gas grill and the cookout is in the 65. And I don't like to see the structures put right to the line because there's nothing to stop you from going over the line 6 months from now. And then suddenly we're back down almost on the wetlands delineation line.
And there is a proposed tree line. which is within the 60.
Yes, the
So that's a
proposed tree line.
proposed tree line, that means the, you know, it's probably gonna be.
But you'll,
cutting.
right, but there'll still try to be grass up
Right,
there.
right.
Yep. Well, I'm not happy with the amount of the house that is within the 100-foot,
Well, the entire garage.
the entire garage, and probably 60% of the house is within the 100-foot. The grading is not all that's being done. I mean, other than the well is fine because we allow that all
Yeah,
the
we
time.
do that all the time.
But the grading is not the only thing being done. There's a tree line that encroaches into the wetlands into the 65-foot buffer zone. At one point, I would say the northwest corner of the tree line, there's a mark right there that says it's 67 feet from the wetlands to the corner of the garage.
That's
It looks
actually-
like that grass or the tree line is half of that distance. So
Oh, it
that's
is.
encroaching 30 feet into the buffer zone, to the tree line.
Into the 60.
I look at this and I see Center Street.
The one with the easement. The one with the easement.
Where they tried to put a round peg into a square hole.
And I get it, because they're trying to maintain the 30-foot side setback and the front setback, which is 80 feet, but then because you have the problem with the septic system. This is very similar to Center Street, you're right.
And they did
it's-
get the lots approved, obviously, the shapes of the lots and everything, so that, you know, they don't only have so much they can do on each lot.
Well, although I'm not physically in a butter, per the
Yeah.
current rules,
Right,
I live at 12 South Main.
yeah.
I spent my entire youth spending summers at 14 South Main, which isn't a butter, which is across the street from you. I think I saw you out snow blowing the other day when I finally got out of my driveway. And this was, this area was my playground when I was a kid. And it's a swamp. It's really all it is. So, I don't know how you go about, do you ask for forgiveness from the planning board to change the setbacks? So you
Have you
can
been
move?
you haven't been to planning yet, have you?
I think the lot's been created already.
You probably have been, yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have to go for the houses.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the lot.
The lots were probably, they probably did Form As, right?
Yeah.
Three
Well,
Form
is
As,
the
yeah.
lot on an A and R? I mean, if it's an approval not required because it meets
It
the
was- yeah.
60,000 square feet.
Right, it was probably a Form A lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's just, the lot one is, it looks like it's almost 300,000 square feet.
But even if they were to move the house over to get it out of the 100, now you still can't get to the garage because it's backwards. You'd have to put the garage up here and put the house down here. So you wouldn't, because if you move the house over, you lose the driveway. Now you're down here trying to get in the garage. I think we're trying to put too much house in too little space. And I see nothing but future issues.
I agree. I
This
don't
being
see a
this
solution
tight-
here.
This being this tight to the wetlands and to the 65, no touch.
Yeah,
And I honestly don't think that you're ever gonna be able to keep people from wanting to do something, especially if we've got a tree line going up in here, they're gonna wanna try to grass this and make use of this, and this is well within the 65.
This proposed tree line is not existing trees. These are, this plans to put in a tree line?
Yeah, they would have to, they were cutting.
They
Yeah,
do
it's all
lawn,
woods.
probably lawn up to
Yeah,
the tree line.
it's all woods.
Right, well, I thought that,
So now we're
Maybe
gonna
it was
plant
just
trees halfway into the 65.
Right, and yeah, so they'll probably lawn between the proposed tree line and the house, obviously.
I'd like to see an alternative plan.
I'd like to see something, see if they can get some relief from planning or zoning to do the setback, and perhaps lose the garage.
Or you put the garage in the front.
Or yes, you do, well, I don't know whether you can do that with the septic up there.
Leave the septic where it is. Move the house over, you need a variance to move the house over closer to the lot line. Set it back a little bit, flip the garage to the front so you can get to it, and that would put the bulk of this project out of the wetlands, out
Right.
of the 100.
Right. And then your tree line could be where the 65-foot is, and they would still have a backyard.
Yeah.
Where the garage and the deck is.
So
would
were
be
you
excellent.
saying to put the house where, Alan?
Move the house to the left,
Yeah,
but you need a variance within the 33, because it's 33 feet now, so you need a variance. So let's,
Yeah, the setback is 30 feet.
right, so let's
But
say
you-
that they granted the variance and they allowed it to get back to even 20 feet. You'd move the house 13 feet. That would take much more of that house out of that 65, out of that 100, then bring the garage to the front. Because once you move the house that close to the lot line, you can't get to the garage without driving in the 100. You need a driveway. So now move the garage out
I was gonna say,
front.
because you got the driveway
Yeah.
Right, but
already
that would eliminate that.
taking up part of the.
Then you could put the tree line, if not at the 65, maybe we could give them a grant to let them, a variance to allow them to plant the tree line at 55. But it'd be far better than the 35 it's gonna be.
Right.
So to try to make it work, and maybe they could scale the house down a little bit. 4 bedrooms, pretty big house for this size lot.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that, by a smaller house, garage in front, moving it to the left, that even, I think that there would be enough of an area for a yard if it was right at the 65. I think there's plenty of room there. The garage goes between, the corner to corner, catty corner, goes from the 100 to the 65. So that's gotta be 45 feet, 50 feet of yard if that garage goes away. So, anyway.
This needs a site visit.
We do need a site visit, there's no
We wanna
question
see
about
this.
it, and once the snow goes. So,
Continue.
we will continue this.
I have questions.
Yes.
What's being done with the actual wetland area? Anything?
As of
No.
this, no, nothing,
Nothing.
no.
And the grading, because we're concerned that that wetland water is going to end up in our
Yeah,
yard.
yeah, no, they're not filling any
Or
wetlands.
grading or whatever
Well-
of the
Yeah.
house.
I think the very worst that would happen, even if we approve the plan as it looks right now, any work they did, any surface water would end up in that intermittent stream, which runs across 58 anyhow and ends up out in Sampson's Pond. That, it would maybe at that point become more than, although they've already determined that it's an intermittent, not a
Right,
perennial,
right.
right?
Yes.
So I think that the stream would keep any water from making it to your yard.
Right,
Because there's already a stream there,
and the wetlands themselves.
and the wetlands themselves, so.
But they aren't
I-
filling any wetlands. They're
Yeah, I
not,
don't,
you
they're
know,
not filling in any wetlands. I don't see any of this even as is, I really don't see this project impacting your property. I don't see that. If you were in this existing house next door, then I would say, yeah, if this was flipped and you were directly, you could see the new house, then I'd say you might have a concern, but I think that intermittent stream solves all your problems.
That's our major concern.
Yeah.
Is the
Right.
flow of water, 'cause it's
And they have
kind
that
of
big
a
wetland in
field
between
now.
them.
Well, it's a huge wetland between
Right,
the two
right.
properties.
right.
Yeah, that's not going to change. Our real concern here, as far as conservation is concerned, is that by removing that trees and putting in lawn and redoing the tree line within the 65 feet is going to allow for, it's going to diminish the amount of regeneration that the tree roots do to clean the water. That intermittent stream that runs across, the dotted line that runs across, the water flow goes up that way and goes behind the current house and then down next to the church under the road and into Sampson's Pond. So any fertilizers, any lawn products, any pesticides that go into this 65-foot zone are going to make their way into Sampson's Pond. And you know, the pond has had a lot of problems in the last 10 years or so with algae blooms. And it's caused not only by fertilizers, but a lot of septic systems and a lot of people, you know, doing more activity on the pond. But, you know, these are the headwaters of Sampson's Pond, and therefore also the Wee Weantic River going further south into Wareham. So, yeah, anything that goes in here is going to work its way downstream. So that our concern, and what we're here to do as conservation, is to make sure that we protect the buffer zone between the actual water and upland, so that that ecosystem can do its job in cleaning the water before it gets out to everywhere else. So that's what our concern is. It's not so much a house, it's where the house is.
Could actually put the, you actually put the garage out front, even if you didn't have to go for the,
How about the septic?
well, I think what I would ask, you're the engineer on this, I think what I would ask is that.
I'm not the engineer, but I own the engineering firm.
Well, perhaps you could look at a Plan B,
Yeah.
because I'm not convinced that it'll
Figured that out.
fly with ZBA either, so, but I'd like to see a Plan B, maybe downscale it a little tiny bit and flip it around a little bit and try to infringe as little as possible.
I
And
got
then
it.
see what that looks like, and we'll do a site visit. So on this one here, I'd like to continue it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, basically what we're looking at here is if you include the garage as being impervious space, you've got about 80% or 75% of your footprint within 100 of the house and the garage together. And that's an awful lot. So what we want to try to do is bring that down to around a 30% infringement of square footage, including the garage inside the 100-foot.
And even though the driveway's outside the 65, it is paved. They have proposed as paved. So that could, you know, they could go with gravel.
Well, you got paved, now you got more water running down into the 100, into the
Right.
65. You got
Right.
the deck that is literally, the corner of the deck is, you know, 10 feet off the
Right.
65. I mean, this screams out for eventual abuse of the 65, just because that's the way the house is.
Yeah.
You literally, like I said, to walk from the deck
Yeah.
around the corner into the garage, you'd have to
The
walk
60,
into the
right.
65.
Right.
With the current plan, yes, that's correct.
So, you know, not that we don't want people to be able to live their lives, but this is just a tremendous amount of infringement on that boundary. So I'd really like to see if we come up with a Plan B.
Yep,
Got it.
all right. Jim, you concur?
I agree.
All right,
I'll
so,
make a motion that we continue, I'm sorry, before I do it, you're all set? Make a motion, we continue Lot 1, South Main Street, DEP SE 126632 to,
The next meeting's February 16, or you could go to March 9.
You're not gonna be able to walk it.
no, probably not.
Probably for the
not.
16th,
March.
you're right, probably for the 16th, no.
probably not.
Figure March, yeah.
I mean, it may rain or something in between, and could do it by March
then-
9th, but.
yeah.
March 9th work for you, all right?
It's fine with me.
We'll try for March 9, and then we'll just see what happens with the
To-
weather and stuff.
Right, and we still have 2 more plans to look at.
Right,
To
right,
March 9th.
okay.
Will you send us an abutters letter?
No.
Not for a
No.
continuance, you just have
You
to,
have to,
yeah.
March 9th?
You have to
Yeah.
check the agenda.
And check the agenda again, yeah.
On the Carver website.
Okay.
Yeah, you can call me. Because they might ask me, you know, they might call me and say, we want to continue to March, you know,
Yeah.
whatever the next one in March is, and so then I'll know that, but it'll still be, you know.
Okay.
Right, once we start a hearing, that takes care of the abutters being notified,
Yeah.
and after that, any continuing after that, it doesn't require the abutters to be notified. All right, so,
I made the motion.
second, all right, it's been moved and seconded to continue the hearing for Lot 1 South Main Street, NOI, DEPSE 126632, till Wednesday, March 9th, 2022. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None? 3-0. Okay. Moving on.
That one's done.
You want this back?
I'll take these out.
Let's give these back to her.
Okay.
I'll end
And
up,
she can put them in the file and you'll give us new ones.
yep. I'll end up throwing them away.
No, no, no. Could I have that?
Oh, no, I won't. I'll hang on to them till we get the new ones.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll give you another one
Thank you, sir.
when she opens the next pack.
Alrighty. Moving on. Lot 3.
You go ahead and read that if you want.
All right, Brooke, I'm going to go with Lot 4 next, because
Oh,
that's
I
the
did,
one
you're right.
that's
Okay,
listed
sorry,
for
yep.
715.
Yep.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
Actually, you could do, it's 7:30, so you could do.
All right, we'll do Lot 3. We'll do Lot 3.
Okay.
Okay.
All right? Because it is 7:30, you're right.
Yep, doesn't really matter.
Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, MGL, Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw, that a public hearing will be held at 7:30 PM on Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022, in Meeting Room 1 at the Carver Town Hall, to hear the notice of intent submitted by the applicant Steve Murphy for the proposed construction of a single-family dwelling with associated well, septic system, grading, and utilities within the 65-foot and 100-foot buffer to a bordering vegetated wetland. A portion of the proposed work within the 65-foot buffer will require a variance under the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw. The project is located at 3 South Main Street, Carver, Massachusetts, map 87, parcel 2-13C. All interested parties are invited to attend.
Look how much bigger this lot is.
Now, this is the
How much bigger this lot is?
first lot to the south of the Barrows house.
Yes.
All right,
Do
so-
we have a document that shows this entire area, this entire project, all the
Well,
lots?
you got the little one right
Yeah,
there,
that's
but,
real helpful.
Wasn't there a Neanrad? I thought when we originally.
there was an ANRAD, yeah, I haven't got that with me, but I wonder if
Yeah.
we've included something in the notice of intent that shows the whole. There's that, do you want the abutters?
This is lot 3 we're doing now, not lot 4?
Yes,
Because this is lot 4. This is lot 2. This is lot 3.
The,
This is
This,
lot 3.
what's your plan say, lot 3?
Yeah, but lot
this
3
is
is
lot
over
3.
here.
The house is lot 2.
this is lot 3.
Oh, the plan says lot 3 on the
This says lot 3, but I'm looking
title
at,
block, but the plan
looks like
says
the
lot
house
2.
is in lot 2.
No,
it's not.
No, these are your two property lines, right here. Right there. That's lot 2, that's lot 4. This is lot 3.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yes, it's this little skinny one in between, yes.
Oh, yeah. Is this the one where the previous applicant wanted to put a little bridge in?
Wanted to put a bridge in and
And-
Oh,
build.
this is the guy with the goats.
Build out back?
The one with
Way
the
out
goats.
back.
They
Isn't the one
wanted
with
to
the
put
goats?
goats in.
Remember?
Yeah. He wanted to do something out back.
Out in the back, yep,
Yep. That's the same one.
I
yeah.
remember that.
Yeah, I haven't really got anything that shows the whole,
This isn't as bad.
Would those goats be able to vote?
huh? Yeah, he was having, like, going to a little farm or something back there.
So the driveway's gonna take care of both lots?
Yes.
Lot 4 and lot 3?
Yes, it is. Combined. That way we don't have to,
Oh, you
Door.
see a common driveway.
yeah,
This one
Yeah.
looks a lot better.
yeah. So we don't have to go into the 65-foot buffer there.
This looks much bigger, doesn't it?
Well, it's right at
Really?
the 100, which is good.
It's right at the 100, a little
Almost.
bit of the deck is in the,
Yeah,
is
but
over the
that's-
100, that's okay.
Right.
The proposed driveway,
It's 100% out of the 65.
Yeah.
but not for lot 4.
Yes, it
No,
looks
it's
that way.
it's out of lot 4.
It looks like
too.
it goes right along it. I mean, I'm just looking at the light gray.
this says. Proposed driveway.
Yeah, but it's still outside the 65.
Yeah, but within the 100.
Well, it's all within the 100 up here, too.
But this looks a lot better.
It does.
This seems to be a lot more room here, the way
Yeah.
it's configured.
Yeah, this one I'd be okay with.
The only, well, I'll let you
I think might be the
But
tree
we
line.
turned down the ability to utilize this back portion from the previous applicant, because you gotta cross the river,
He was
Right.
gonna cross the river, yeah.
which puts you in the 65 across the river, even though this is,
Right, but nothing's happening there across
Yeah,
the
the
river.
other guy was gonna do a
but I
little-
would put that in the order that nothing can.
Well, we can do that. Take a look at the plans and make your comments, and then I'll make mine.
Well, go ahead, you're the one that grew up here, so why don't you?
Well, I mean, and it really doesn't have anything to do with me growing up on this particular one. The thing that I see, once again, is that behind the house, the backyard to where the tree line is, you've already got 35 feet between the house and the 65-foot line. And that's a fairly good-sized yard area. And then you've gone another 50 feet into the 65-foot. So my only comment on this, I think the house in its position is fine where it is. My only comment on this particular plan would be not to extend the tree line
Put it in
past the 65-foot and put up our little plaques
Yeah,
right along the 65-foot in the backyard and make that the end of the area.
And they still have a good sized yard.
It still have a good sized yard and, you know, perhaps there's an opportunity, like they're doing on the other one, to move the house a little forward, to give more backyard if that's important. Or leave the house where it is and just have a smaller backyard. That's my only comment on this one.
well, they'd have a ton of front yards, so.
Well,
Yeah, they do actually.
They have a lot of front
well, they
yard.
would. Yeah, over the septic, they'd have a nice front yard. That's really the only thing that I would say. I would not want the tree line to encroach into the 65-foot buffer zone on the back of the house.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
And I would also say that the driveway should be gravel. Especially since it's serving two homes. Could be, you know, reprocessed, but not paved.
It's gotta be permanent, yeah.
I don't see anything indicating what it is, it just says proposed, but
Yeah,
those
this one
are,
doesn't
those are
say
my
paved,
only
but-
comments on this. Again, we should do the site visit and see everything staked out,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah, but there's too much of the driveway that's within the 100 to the 65, so it has to absolutely be a processed material.
Yeah.
yeah,
It can't be asphalt.
Right.
It can't be concrete.
This one doesn't say paved, but probably.
right, so,
would be, yeah.
does anyone else have any other comments?
No?
So is this what we want, what's that?
I agree with you on the,
All right, so we should do a site visit, but we should also get revised plans
Yeah.
showing what, you know, what our concern is with the backyard there.
well, the question is, and you should ask this of your client, does he want more backyard? If he does, maybe he can pull the house forward a little bit so that we stop at the 65.
That's right.
So whether he wants that much backyard or he wants more backyard, meaning we gotta move the house forward a little bit to get there, but because he can't have what's behind the 65.
Right, I got it.
Yeah,
Okay. All right, so,
abutters,
do you have any questions on this one? No? All right.
make a motion, we continue to,
Want to do March 9 on this one?
want to do March
Might-
9th on this one too?
We might as well, this is pretty
We're trying to do
simple.
site visits. So-
You still got, if you're still gonna do, when are you gonna do a site visit? That's the question.
I
When
know,
to do a site
that's the
visit.
question.
Well, we'll do them as soon as we,
Humanly possible?
as soon as we can.
I had a survey crew try to go out and locate some wetland flags. They came back after 4 hours and said, no way.
No.
Yeah, I know.
I think Greg, I talked to Greg before the storm, and he
Yeah.
was gonna have, you know, I said we wanted to see the lots, the houses staked, so I don't know if we went and did them, because they'd be buried in
They
snow
might
anyway.
have done them,
So,
but
yeah, I kinda
Well, we
figured that
got
he didn't.
warm weather tomorrow, we got
Yeah.
warm weather on Friday, we
Supposed to
got
rain.
rain coming.
Right,
As it is, the 2 feet of snow is already down to a foot.
right, so we
Yeah.
might be able
So,
to.
you know,
And next week's supposed to be dry
Right.
and temperate, you know,
Right.
it's up to you guys.
mid-30s.
If you think you can do it, that's fine. We can continue this.
yeah, we got boots.
Yeah.
So, still wanna do this one on the 9th then?
Well, it's up to you. Would you prefer to do them all at the same night again?
Yeah, let's do them all the same.
Okay, then
Then we
let's do
can
that.
just do a site visit one, do
Yeah,
all three, and,
let's,
Yeah,
then we,
okay.
Then I'll make a motion that we continue to March 9th, Lot 3, South Main Street, DEP SE 126633.
yep.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to continue DEP SE 126-633, Lot 3, South Main Street, to Wednesday, March 9th, 2022. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
None opposed? It's approved 3-0. All right.
Back to Brook.
All righty.
Back to Brook, and you give us Lot 4.
Pretty funny.
And I'll swap with you in 1 second.
All right, what are we doing now? It's lot 4.
Lot 4.
Yeah, let's get Lot 4.
Okey dokey.
It's Lot 3.
All right, here you go. I'll give you one of those.
There's your other Lot 3.
And here's your lot 4. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I don't think the builder is getting out there and digging.
I know, I think, yeah, nobody's gonna start doing anything right away anyway. Is that 4? That's 4.
Thank you.
Let's go in there before it dries out and they lose the machines.
We're almost down to no disturbance
Pretty much, yeah.
on number 4.
Yeah. Are you? Oh, that's good. This one's even better.
Yeah, aside from that tree line, but we're back to having half the house in the 100.
Yeah.
There you
I'd like to see the house get moved over to the, let me see the orientation. I'd like to see the house get moved north and the garage put in front of it,
Or flip it 90.
or flip it 90.
Flip it 90 so that the house faces the wetlands, not the street. That would get the entire house out of the 100-foot
Yep.
and would allow for the tree line to be a little bit,
Or you could move this bottom end of the tree line, the south side of the tree line, up to the 65 that way.
yeah.
So flip the house into this area here?
Or
Just
you could either flip the house, or you could put the
Rotate it.
garage in front.
rotate it.
and move up.
Rotate,
You
yeah.
could
Rotate it
the house
clockwise, 90
Yeah.
degrees.
Frankly, you could do it, you could rotate the house and back it up a little bit to keep it in this neck of the woods.
If you wanted to, but then you lose backyard. I mean, it's the applicant's choice. But flipping it, rotating it 90 degrees clockwise will get the entire house out of the 100-foot.
Because this
And
proposed
would
tree
allow
line
for more
isn't-
flexibility in the tree line being on the south side, being able to be moved a little bit closer
Oh, I
to
see what you
the
mean.
65.
65.
Because most of it's pretty much outside the 65.
Yes,
yeah.
except
Right,
for, but if,
But the edge of the house, I'm
Right.
sorry, Saber, the edge of the house is 75 feet off the BVW, so,
Yeah.
you know, it's pretty tight up in there.
yeah, so if we flip the house and get the whole house outside the 100, then the tree line can follow suit and follow the 65-foot line
Yeah.
on the south side of the house.
Yeah. Yeah,
You agree?
That's a relatively easy fix. Yes. Much easier than the other.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So move to continue again.
Yep. So we'll have to continue this as well to see new plans.
Guys, okay? All right, we can do this to March 9th also, you can come up with a plan B on this one?
Yep.
We'll continue.
Yeah, this one, I mean, you've got the room here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, motion to continue Lot 4, South Main Street, DEP SE 126634 to March 9th, 2022.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second to continue SE, DEP SE 126634, Lot 4, South Main Street to Wednesday, March 9th, 2022. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we are
Thank you.
approved unanimously. Okay.
Okay.
This is the perfect size plan, I like these.
Yeah, they are nice.
So, yeah, so if he can get out and stake those, you know, we,
I will see if they've been stated.
yeah, he might have done it, like I said, it was before the storm when I talked to him,
Right,
so,
but if we're gonna start changing,
right.
Yeah,
we'll do the changes, and if we need to, we'll go back out there.
Okay. Oh, right, because you'd have to change the, yeah, that's right.
right,
You're right.
right.
Okay?
All right, great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Had you
See you
signed in
again.
also?
Nice to see you.
They did.
We'll see you
They
again.
did.
Do we have a sign?
Next time, make him come, then you don't get, you won't get beaten up.
They signed it.
You did sign?
Sign her in.
Yep.
Okay, just making sure. All right, thank you. I think, you know, I know where your house is, and I know that, I know your adjoining property pretty darn
Did you
well.
notice this?
When I
Public
was
meeting notice?
probably
I
10,
don't think you did.
He didn't.
Did you?
maybe a little older,
Does
that
it
when they
matter?
realigned 58, and they put that
Oh, I wanted
culvert
from the head.
in underneath,
Because you should have given both.
Yeah.
right in front of the John
Right.
Savory
Yeah,
House.
yeah,
that-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Before it half filled in with silt, it was a 16-inch, you know, concrete culvert. My sister and I and our friends, the Davisons, who lived in the big yellow house that John Deli,
Yep.
we would crawl in the culvert to the middle of the street where they had a big cavernous opening under the manhole. And we had candles in there and cushions, and that was one of our clubhouses. And we'd sit under, you'd hear the cars hitting the manhole cover going over. It was, you know, and I look at it now and I go, oh my God, I was crazy. But anyway, it was fun
No wonder you
times.
grew up so strange.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, you got
yeah,
run
my
over by
clubhouse
too
was
many
under a
trucks.
highway.
That's right.
Okay, so we'll see you next time. Oh, just out of curiosity, you know Bob Wardog?
He and I are first cousins. He and I are first cousins. His father and my father were brothers,
Okay,
so,
now he's
Yes.
a good guy.
well, get to know him
Thank
better.
you.
I'm only kidding. No, he's a great guy, and he always has been.
Makes a better hot dog than you.
Right, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Makes a better hot
No,
dog
by
than you.
John's-
He sure does.
The one, 316, continue.
All right,
316 Tremont?
I didn't hear a word. I emailed him today and said, see you tonight, because he sent me something. Oh, I know, there's a confusion about the checks or something. And I thought he was gonna be here, he's not here.
all right.
Motion to
supposed to come in with a-
continue 316 Tremont
Right.
Street, DEPSE 1266335
Yeah.
to
Because you guys wanted a revised plan.
Yes, we
the
did.
next, we're not gonna do anything till we
No.
get somebody here, till the next meeting, which is
The 16th.
February 16th.
February 16th.
February 16th, all right?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to recontinue the hearing for 316 Tremont Street,
That's weird.
SC 126-635, to Wednesday, February 16th, 2022.
And I'd
All
like
those in,
to
all those in,
also-
I mean,
I'd
he
like
knows
to-
they were live, we have live meetings and everything. He
Yeah.
was hit- yeah.
Ashley, would you add to that, the reason for the continuance is that the applicant didn't appear?
Nobody was here.
right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, we're approved unanimously. 5 Johns Pond Road has been rescheduled, continued to March 9th.
Yeah.
And I anticipate being able to act on that
Yeah.
favorably when that does happen.
Yeah.
Minutes.
So you get some
Till 8
minutes.
o'clock.
Oh,
Do you have them both? Yeah, both.
January 19th. See.
January 19th was the last one.
I can't vote on it because I wasn't here, so we're gonna have to hold off on the minutes.
Which, the 19th, I'm adding the regulations in now, so that's the only thing that's not updated.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll have to hold it. The minutes have to be tabled to the next meeting.
For the 5th, I mean.
How about the
This is
5th?
from
Okay.
5th.
You can do.
I can do
Okay.
the
That
5th.
little
Right.
I can't
grayed
do
out
the,
section.
and Dan's not here, so we don't have enough votes.
we don't have enough votes to approve the minutes
Oh,
because
okay.
Alan has to abstain and Dan is not here to
Oh,
vote.
Right.
So,
We'll do it next time.
But can you do the 5th? You
yeah, we can do January 5th.
can do the 5th, but not the
can.
19th. Okay. Yeah.
Variance,
All right, these looked fine.
shoot straight, update, restoration, minutes, continued. What is this in bright blue here?
That's the regulations.
These are the regulations that were just sent by Tom that I'm
Oh.
filling in now.
Remember they
Okay.
talked about it 2 days, 87 Tremont, he was
Yep.
referencing the stormwater regs, so it took him a while to send them to me, so.
Okay,
You
Yeah.
had said in the meeting that you specifically wanted them in the
Yes.
notes.
Yep.
So you'll
Yeah.
attach that.
I'm typing them in.
Yeah, and those are
Okay.
gonna go into the order conditions too.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes as written
As amended.
as amended with the attachment from January 5th, 2022.
Second?
I second that.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes as amended for January 5th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we are 3-0 on that one.
And I'll make a motion that we table the January 19th minutes due to lack of a quorum availability to approve these.
All right, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, as far as discussion is concerned, there's just one thing that I do want to point out. On the second page, Ashley,
Yeah.
under 20 Shoestring Road, the second line down, it's Kevin Forgue, Forgue, not Ford.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay? So you'll just fix that, and then we'll approve it the next time.
Forge.
GUE.
F-O-R-G-U-E.
Perfect, thank you.
All right.
For you.
Yeah, all right, so it's been moved and seconded to table the minutes of January 19th until our next meeting on February 16th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, 3-0.
Motion to adjourn.
Wait, what is this?
That's regarding the lawsuit, the Pine Gate lawsuit. I got that from KP Law today, just to show you kind of what I have to,
Yeah, I got a
get
copy
them.
of this, too.
yeah. Yeah, so that they need all this information for the case. Yeah, so I thought you might be interested in that. So that's the, response to the bylaw appeal. And it wasn't actually an amended order of conditions, it was amended enforcement order.
Enforcement order.
Right.
Yeah, there was no amended order of conditions.
No, right.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
But he wants copy of like all the,
course he does.
bylaws, the
Yeah, but, I mean,
tapes and
they
videos.
were the same. These
Right,
first two
right,
things are
exactly.
at
Yeah.
the time of the
Yeah,
applicant filed and notice of intent, and then they were the same.
yeah.
Um,
And then the order of conditions, original order of conditions approved the steel piles and, so anyway, but,
Okay, and he's
Okay.
asking for order of conditions and amended. We didn't amend the order of
Right.
conditions.
No, we
So you're
didn't.
going to have to give the enforcement order and the amended
Right.
enforcement order.
yeah,
Well, it was a modification.
yeah,
Then they came back and voluntarily said they'd pull the poles and put them
Right,
concrete.
okay. All right, so anyway, we have a motion to adjourn, second?
I'll second
All
that.
right, moved and second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye? Aye. Okay, and we're out. Thank you very much.